The NBA quickly hit the refresh button after the recent tip-off, just 2 months removed from the pandemic-laden season that culminated inside the Orlando bubble. All 30 teams are now back to square one for their quest to be on top of the NBA food chain once again. A new season means new opportunities, and this means new opportunities for numerous players to make that leap onto the next level. In this edition of Hoop Nation, we'll feature 10 NBA players that will have a breakout year in the upcoming 2021 season. But before we get started, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more NBA content like this, and you can also put in the comment section the topics that you'd like us to cover. Anyway, let's get down to it. Number 10, Mitchel Robinson. As a sports fan, there's nothing more frustrating and disheartening than to be a New York Knicks fan. Whether it's upper management turmoil, drafting mediocre players, or failing to sign a marquee star, the narrative from this underachieving franchise has always been the same. Though 2020 served a bad platter for the rest of us, the Knicks' future ironically looks bright before this year ends. Leon Rose, a well-respected agent around the league, took over as the team's president and hired the always screaming hard-nosed coach Tom Thibodeau. The Thibodeau brand of basketball is often associated with defense. If there's one guy that jumped for joy learning about Thibodeau's latest addition in the Knicks bench, then that'll be the guy who averaged 2 blocks per game last season, which happens to be Mitchel Robinson. After seeing little minutes off the bench in his last 2 seasons, the 7-foot Robinson looks to lock the starting role spot now that Thibodeau is on the helm. Robinson's a rim-running big guy that averaged just 10 points a game. Though his offensive numbers aren't that impressive, he picks his spot quite well, and this reflects on his 74% field goal shooting last year. While his movesets are currently limited to dunks, lobs and putbacks, I believe that he can still add a lot more stuff to his offensive repertoire. Under Thibodeau's tutelage, Robinson can be a two-way force in the league. With an average of 15 points and 3 blocks per 36 minutes of play, it's only a matter of time before this towering, shot-blocking monster finally taps into his true potential. Number 9, Thomas Bryant. For a guy who started his career as a G League journeyman, no one ever thought that Thomas Bryant would start as the center for the Washington Wizards. Before getting the starting role, Bryant was played as a backup for Dwight Howard and Ian Mahinmi in the 18-19 season. When Dwight and Mahinmi were finally off the Wizards' shore, Bryant maximizes the opportunity that led him to an increase in his production last season. From having 10.5 points and 6 boards, he amped it up to 13.2 points, 7.2 rebounds, with 1.1 blocks in almost 25 minutes of play, while shooting 63% from the field. With the addition of the fiery Russell Westbrook alongside Bradley Beal's sweet shooting, Bryant can be the man in the middle that can hold the fort on defense while providing timely buckets from the block or mid-range area. As the team's premier big man, there's no stopping Thomas Bryant to have a breakout year in the upcoming season. Number 8, Christian Wood. Considered to be an Anthony Davis in the making, Christian Wood's another big man that's got plenty of upsides. At just 24 years of age, Wood's an agile 6'10" double-edged sword big that delivers problems on the inside, who can also hit long to medium range shots. Though he ended last season's campaign with just 13.1 points and 6.3 rebounds, he managed to fill up the stat sheets when he got the nod to start in Detroit's front line. In the 12-game stretch where he started, Wood averaged 22 points on 54% shooting overall, including 37.3% from 3, 10.2 rebounds, 2 assists, 0.9 blocks and 0.7 steals. This is also the same guy who averaged almost 18 a game while grabbing almost 8 boards in just a 10-game span, playing briefly for the New Orleans Pelicans. Now a member of the semi-rebuilding Rockets, Christian Wood will definitely have his hands full working alongside DeMarcus Cousins on the block.
Blocked by Cousins! Oh boy! You're down 81-50.
While John Wall serves as his pick-and-roll partner that can feed him with easy lobs around the rim. Number 7, Tyler Herro. This guy needs no introduction. Tyler Herro played like a seasoned vet in his rookie year last season, where he averaged 13.5 points and 4.1 boards while shooting 39% from deep. Throughout the Heat's bubble campaign, Herro flamed it up a little bit more as the baby-faced assassin went all guns blazing, putting up 16.3 points, 5 rebounds and 3.7 assists during the 29-game stretch. After falling short against the Lakers, the Heat are banking once again on this 21-year-old kid to deliver clutch baskets and solid performances as they try to seek a finals appearance once again.
Herro. Little Euro step, flips it.
Number 6, Donte DiVincenzo. Another guy that might have a potential breakout year is the Bucks shooting guard Donte DiVincenzo. The Villanova product proved to be a vital piece in the Bucks' defensive schemes and a reliable three-point gunner in Milwaukee's recent playoff run. Coming off a foot injury in his rookie season that limited his exposure on the court to just 27 games, he bounced back in his second year as he posted 9.2 points, 4.8 rebounds and dished out 2.3 assists per game. With the departure of Wesley Matthews, DiVincenzo is poised to log a career high in minutes as he's the most obvious choice for the backcourt starting gig over the newcomers like DJ Augustin and BJ Forbes. Defense remains to be DiVincenzo's calling card for the Bucks, but with his insertion in the starting lineup, he'll definitely have an increased responsibility in the offensive end as one of the supporting cast surrounding Giannis.
John Henson is checked in for the Bucks. DiVincenzo pulls up.
Number 5, Caris Lavert. The Brooklyn Nets were the talk of the town with their lopsided win against the Golden State Warriors. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving were the usual suspects of that game, and this dynamic duo could be the most lethal combination in the NBA today. But before this tandem manages to coexist on the same court, Caris Lavert was the lone star that carried the Nets in the playoffs at the bubble. The 26-year-old averaged 23.1 points, 7.8 rebounds and 5.4 assists while shooting 44% from the field in 34 minutes of play. Given his innate ability to put the ball in the hoop, LeVert can play alongside Kyrie and Durant as the third scoring option that can provide some additional firepower in the Nets' offense. He's also a decent defender and can match with opposing guards and bigger forwards with his 6'6" tweener frame. Do you think that LeVert should be a starter along with KD and Kyrie, or is he best suited as a spark plug off the bench that has a 6th Man of the Year potential? Let me know your thoughts on this one by dropping your comments below. Number 4, Collin Sexton. After struggling mightily in the past several seasons, the only way is up for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and there's no better guy to lead the charge than their 6'1" point guard who also happens to be dubbed the Young Bull. After averaging 20.8 points, 3 assists and 1 steal per game last season, Collin Sexton showed potential to be the franchise cornerstone in the years to come. The score-first point guard can definitely increase his passing output with the addition of high-flyer rookie Isaac Okoro and the big man Andre Drummond. Sexton best thrived in the system of BJ Bickerstaff with 25.5 points, 4.2 assists per game while shooting 53% from the floor and 43% from 3. With this trajectory, we can see Sexton play more minutes as the Cavs' young star, and who knows, he could be on the cusp of being an all-star next year. Number 3, Michael Porter Jr. One of the revelations at the Orlando bubble last season was Michael Porter Jr. After he underwent a back injury that shelved him throughout his first year in the league, MPJ provided decent support off the bench in his legit rookie season with 9.3 points and 4.7 boards a game. Inside the bubble, the 6'10" forward continued playing well and even showed glimpses of being a perennial all-star by tallying 14.2 points, 7.2 rebounds and 1 assist in 26.3 minutes of play. With Jeremy Grant out the equation, MPJ is now a surefire front-court starter playing alongside Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. Together, this young nucleus of the Nuggets has all the tools and talent to compete in the tough Western Conference in the upcoming seasons. Number 2, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Thunder general manager Sam Presti is one of the smartest out there in terms of negotiating deals. OKC is now a house built with first-round picks, 17 to be precise. Aside from these valuable assets, he managed to pull another smart move when he landed Shai Gilgeous-Alexander via the Paul George trade. After a series of transactions, SGA remains to be the lone bright spot with the team and clearly stands as the #1 guy in OKC. Last season, he averaged a career high in every statistical category to the tune of 19 points, almost 6 boards, 3.1 assists and 1.1 steals per game. There's no doubt we'll be seeing SGA carry OKC's offense on most occasions. He'll be leading a young core of hardened stopper Luguentz Dort, Darius Bazley and Hamidou Diallo, as well as seasoned vets like Al Horford and Trevor Ariza. Number 1, Coby White. With Chris Dunn's departure to Atlanta, there's no question that the next man up will be Coby White. White posted otherworldly numbers just right before the NBA turns into a halt because of the pandemic. The 6'4" point guard averaged 24.7 points, 4.3 assists and 0.8 steals while shooting a 40.7 clip from three-point range after the All-Star break. With White running the point, those assist averages will only grow as he takes ball distributing duties into the next level under the teachings of the Bulls' new head coach, Billy Donovan. Along with the former dunk champ Zach LaVert and international sensation Lauri Markkanen, the Bulls seem to have all the pieces they wanted as they try to fight for a playoff spot next year. So who do you think will become an All-Star among the potential breakout players that I just mentioned? You can choose from one on the list and explain why you think he's going to be an All-Star by putting your comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, kindly give us a thumbs up and hit that notification bell so you'll be updated with our weekly content.